Robyn and Kody Brown divorced certain after bad habits exposed. As of 2025, Sister Wives star Kody Brown has one remaining wife. On screen, he and Robyn maintain that they're truly meant to be with one another. But not all viewers remain convinced. In fact, many would go as far as to say Kody and Robyn Brown are putting up a facade for the sake of the series. Is there a timeline where Kody and Robyn actually opt to end their marriage? See what Sister Wives fans are discussing online. Could Robyn and Kody Brown actually end their marriage? During the course of Sister Wives Season 19, viewers have seen Kody and Robyn bicker more than ever before. On top of that, many of the couple's secrets are rising to the surface, including Robyn's shopping addiction and accusations from her ex-husband's family. Is this the beginning of the end? Will Kody ever divorce Robyn? One Sister Wives viewer asked on Reddit, "Hear me out. I'm on Season 15. COVID just hit, but right before that he and Robyn had a big drag-out fight about purchasing his renting, which he was right about. He seems so disenchanted with all of his wives at this point that he even questioned the value of plural marriage." The OP went on to detail all the ways Kody has described falling out of love with his wives. They noted even Robyn seems to get under his skin at times, leaving viewers in doubt about their once-in-a-lifetime romance. One thing Kody loves above all is money. With Robyn's spending habits coming to light, you think this will be his hard line against her and will leave. Will his ego have him stay or go? The OP concluded. Sister Wives viewers think Robyn would be the one to leave. In general, other Redditors didn't think a divorce between Kody and Robyn seemed likely. However, there can be certain circumstances that ultimately cause them to end their marriage. Sister Wives viewers seem to agree that if anyone would end the marriage, it would be Robyn. Comments included, Robyn will divorce Kody when he can no longer keep her in the lifestyle she's accustomed to. She won't leave until she has another sucker in the wings. Nope, he'll never her. He knows how much she spends. I'm sure he spends equal amounts on strange **** we don't know about yet. If they break up, it will be her that will prompt it. He'll hang on to her for dear life. No way. He can't afford to at this point. The tension between Robyn and Kody Brown had been mounting for months, but now it seemed that it had reached its breaking point. Their marriage, once built on love and the dream of an idyllic plural family, was now unraveling in front of the eyes of their family, friends, and the public. What had been a slow-burning problem was now a raging fire, one that neither of them seemed able to extinguish. For years, Robyn had been the rock of the Brown family, the one who held everything together and, in many ways, kept the peace. Her patience, nurturing spirit, and ability to manage the ups and downs of a polygamous life had earned her the title of Kody's favorite wife. But in recent months, a shift had begun. Robyn's once tidy image was beginning to crack, revealing things that Kody hadn't been prepared for, things he didn't want to admit even to himself. It all started when the cracks in their marriage became too loud to ignore. Robyn, the one who always kept a calm demeanor, had started to show signs of frustration. The once steady presence of a wife who could calmly handle the chaos of multiple marriages and children was slowly unraveling. Her patience was wearing thin, and the tension between her and Kody was palpable. No longer was she the picture-perfect wife. Instead, she seemed distant, less involved, and more focused on her own needs. Kody noticed it first in the way Robyn began to pull away during family gatherings. She would often find reasons to excuse herself, retreating to the sanctuary of their home rather than engaging with the other wives or the kids. Even during moments that called for unity, like the holidays, Robyn seemed distracted, as though she was carrying a weight that no one could see. At first, Kody dismissed it as stress, something they could work through together. But as time went on, it became clear that there was more to the story. Robyn's bad habits were starting to surface in ways that Kody could no longer ignore. The tipping point came during a family meeting. The Browns had gathered at Kody and Robyn's house for what was supposed to be a peaceful, collaborative conversation. Kody, ever the leader, attempted to keep the peace, but Robyn's reluctance to participate only amplified the tension. She interrupted him multiple times, defending her choices and justifying her behavior, leaving Kody feeling unheard and disrespected. "Robyn, what's going on with you lately?" Kody asked, his voice strained with frustration. "I'm just tired, Kody," Robyn replied curtly. "Tired of this, tired of the constant expectations. Tired of pretending everything is fine when it's not." The words hung in the air like a fog, and for the first time, Kody realized that the woman he thought he knew so well was not the same anymore. Robyn had always been the one who kept things running smoothly, the one who adapted to every change in their unconventional life without complaint. But now something had shifted. Her exhaustion wasn't just physical, it was emotional, mental, and perhaps even spiritual. She had grown weary of living in a constant state of compromise, constantly bending to the will of others while sacrificing her own happiness. It was around this time that Kody began to realize just how much his own habits had contributed to the unraveling of their marriage. His constant favoritism toward Robyn had created a toxic dynamic, one where Robyn was forced to shoulder more than her fair share of the emotional and practical responsibilities. Kody had been blind to how much she had taken on, thinking that the extra attention he gave her was a sign of affection when in reality, it was causing resentment to fester beneath the surface. But Robyn wasn't innocent either. Kody had noticed her growing emotional distance, a lack of empathy for his feelings, and her frequent avoidance of dealing with conflict. The intimacy that once seemed to bind them together had been replaced with coldness, and in its place were unhealthy habits. Robyn had become more passive-aggressive, refusing to communicate her frustrations directly, which left Kody feeling like he was walking on eggshells. On top of that, there was the growing issue of her spending. Kody had always been wary of Robyn's indulgences, particularly her desire for luxury items. The constant trips for shopping sprees, the flashy jewelry, and the designer clothes were starting to pile up, creating a financial strain on a family that had long been struggling to balance multiple households and dependents. It wasn't just the money, it was the lifestyle. Robyn's behavior seemed to reflect a deeper issue, a desire to escape the reality of her life with Kody, to live in a world where her image could be perfect and untouched by the messiness of their reality. Kody, too, had his own shortcomings that added fuel to the fire. His inability to balance the needs of all his wives and children had led to mounting resentment, particularly from Robyn. He had always been quick to defend her, to give her the spotlight in a way that excluded his other wives, but in doing so, he had inadvertently alienated them, and, by extension, himself. His arrogance in believing he could manage the family dynamic without considering the deep emotional toll it took on everyone had caused his relationship with Robyn to become strained. The final straw came when Robyn, feeling neglected and unheard, finally had enough. She packed her things and left Kody, stating that she needed time to think about their future. Kody was devastated, but deep down, he knew that the relationship they once had was no longer sustainable. He had been too blind, too focused on his own desires, to see the depth of Robyn's unhappiness. In the end, it seemed that the bad habits on both sides, Kody's neglect and Robyn's emotional withdrawal, had led them to the brink of divorce. Their relationship had become a toxic cycle of expectations and disappointments, a pattern that neither could break. Kody's once unquestioning devotion to Robyn had turned into resentment, while Robyn's desire for independence had grown into full-fledged rebellion. As Robyn drove away from the house, she knew that this was not just a break, it was the end. Kody's attempts to change, his promises to be a better husband, couldn't undo the years of neglect and misunderstandings. The marriage was over, perhaps not legally, but emotionally, it was certain. The couple who had once dreamt of building a future together had now become strangers to one another, each carrying the weight of their own failures and mistakes. In the aftermath of the divorce, the Brown family would never be the same. Kody would have to learn to cope with the fallout of his actions and face the reality of what had happened. And Robyn, for the first time in years, would have to rediscover who she was outside of Kody's shadow, free from the constant expectations that had once defined her life.